Hello, 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 hello. Good evening. Let me clear my throat. Let's talk about this messy episode here. The Battle of the Exes, or AKA the Drunk Auntie. Now, this episode, I think is probably one of the best ones I've seen. I'm going to put this right up there with Pillow Talk from Roa. You know, when Nene did the Pillow Talk, what season was that? Was the season, what, 7 or something like that, 6 or 7? I don't know, but it's up there with that. So come on and talk to me in the chat. So we're going to start this one off. You know, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 because it was giving everything. Now, I've seen some people say some parts was boring, but you know, everything can't be just everything at first. I like the water challenge. I thought that was pretty good. I would have never did it. I've been sitting right up there right next to Curtis because I wouldn't have got in that water. And Quiet showed the hell out. She became that drunk auntie. I mean, that wig was slip sliding all over the place. I'm like, damn. And one part of the episode, you could see like Phaedra getting close to her because the wig was back here and you seen the little thing right there, and then looked like they must have shifted. Then it went down too far. You know, I got the pictures up here, so I thought it was, it was given. I don't think Dr. Heavenly could have produced a better episode. Now, usually I would go live after Dr. Heavenly when I got that, extra tea. But tonight they're having the Messy Monday at a winery. And she's Carlos King's guest. So she didn't get a chance to do her live. So we know all the little intricate moments behind scene. We get a chance to get that. So I think we'll get it tomorrow. So then I'll do another live about all the reality shows. I'll just do them all together, and we'll talk about that reality stuff. Since we have to escape because 47 in here is causing so much confusion. I didn't check that on the news. So let me get on here and put my stuff up here so I can see what I got. But first we're going to start off, we're still... It's a couple's trip, and we're still at Key West. And we got the water games going on. So it starts out, they're starting the race. And Dr. G took off so fast, and he just getting it. And here, Eugene in the confessional said, yeah, like he just popped out two Viagra's. But he's just stroking. He's stroking because he had a good stroke game. Look, a good stroke game. He was getting it. And then all of a sudden, he tried to get around there and turn around, and he capsized. And then he just lost his footing. It was over. So he capsized. And everybody falls out laughing in their confessionals at him because he was trying to turn around. And then so Dr. Damon's over there by him, and he gets back up on the little kayak or whatever the heck it is, and he fall over again. So Dr. Damon had to make sure, because he had to do his due diligence. He's a medical professional, so he had to make sure that he was okay. So here you can hear Dr. Heavenly back there say, Damon, leave him there. Come on, Daddy, leave him there. So they're racing and everything. So we got Dr. Heavenly, she's with Contessa, Dr. Contessa. They're on their little kayak whenever Dr. Damon get back. And you got Phaedra and Dr. Jackie, they're on the little canoe kayak thing together too. And honey, they way out there and they slow poking, because Phaedra probably said, this is a damn wig. I'm not about to mess it up in this water. Now, I don't understand. Why these women didn't wear braids like Toya and Sweet Tea? It's first of all, we'll get to it. But anyways, they're out there and taking forever to get back because they going in slow motion. And Dr. Jackie said Phaedra wasn't listening. So then we have Dr. Contessa and Dr. Heavenly, they struggling too because they couldn't get it together. And Dr. Heavenly says, bitch, what we doing? So then you have Dr. Simone and Dr. Mimi. They working together. They, they're calling out which ways they're supposed to be stroking, and they're getting it together. So Steve, also, Dr. Eugene, he started out real strong too, but then he kind of went downhill with Quad and King got in there. And it looked like Quad don't want to listen. She wants to lead. And they're trying to, get it together too. So, but Steve, ultimately, he brings it in. Before Steve brings it in, Cecil, he's out there. He did real good. Because I think Cecil went before Dr. Simone and Mimi. And Cecil, he gets all the way to where he's supposed to be to put the balloon or ball in the little donut ring or bucket or whatever it was. So he gets all the way there. And what happens? He capsized. But after he put his stuff in there. So, Dr. Simone and Mimi, they took off. And then, of course, Steve, he's the one who brought it in. He's that NFL player. So he did it, So he brought it in. I thought it was so cute, and they're in their confessional and Steve and Mimi, they do their little hand slap stuff. I was like, oh, look at them. Check them out. They're bringing the youth. Come on, sweet tea. They're bringing on up now. So then after we go through that, so the Goldfish is the team that wins, which is the team with Dr. Simone, Cecil, Dr. Mimi, and Steve. And everybody's, of course, they was going to win. They got the NFL player on there. And then Dr. Heavenly, she blamed them losing on Dr. Damon because he was too busy trying to help Dr. G. So, but Cecil, he makes a joke about Dr. Jackie and Phaedra. And he was saying that they actually almost made it to Cuba because they was way out there. So then it goes to everybody in the room. They're going back to the room, so they're getting ready for the pool party. So they think they're going to a pool party. So they go into the rooms and, so everybody's, trying to pick out the clothes. And Dr. Contessa, she's trying to get her swim gear together. So she comes out, she got on the two-piece and she says she's going to be naked like Toya. Now, when Toya was out there rowboating and everything, on that I don't even know what it's called. I wanted to call the surfboard. I don't know what it was. But all the Toya ass was out. She did have on a t-shirt, but it all was out. Now, they say TV make you look a little bigger because in some of Toya's pictures, she looks a lot thinner. And I think she might have gotten thinner since since filming it. But sister girl, you need to have all your, left a little bit to the imagination, I guess. So then, they're in the room, they're getting ready for the pool party. And, Dr. Eugene feels like, they really should, they really won. Because even in the confessional, he's like, I'm going to be like Trump. We had the best team. We really did win, So he was thinking somebody sabotaged us out there. And I couldn't make out if it was Dr. Mimi actually flipped over or something, or actually was it Quad and King flipped over something. Who knows? So then Sweet Tea and Dr. Eugene's in the room. Not Dr. Eugene, Lord have mercy. Dr. G. And, he was talking about, flipping over because he was out there flailing, honey, in that water. He couldn't get it together. See, I would have been done. But he was then they got to talking about, Quad and King and how he hadn't really said nothing to either one of them. And Sweet Tea was just, like play nice. And they'll be cordial. And he was like saying, well, I guess he didn't want to be with nothing with them. And I guess she was saying, like, I have to do it, so you should be able to do it. Plus, you the shrink, you the head doctor. You should know how to play these games. So then you have, okay, that's all of it. And Contessa, she's putting on the outfit now. So then there's also Phaedra. She's in her room getting ready for the pool party. And she gets to knock on the door. And lo and behold, it's her date. Shaq, or however you pronounce his name. He's there. Now, the only thing I would say, because I'm a critical person by nature, I don't like that damn blonde ass wig on Phaedra. And I feel like if you try to date somebody younger, you're looking like his mama. You look like somebody's hot mama, because the wig does not make you look younger to me. I think she should have had some braids, something cute. I wouldn't be wearing them big ass hot ass wigs in the damn hot heat down there. We can see how it turned out for Quad. So he comes in, and then, of course, she needs help buckling her heels. That's like me. I'm like, oh God, especially you got your nails on and everything else. But Phaedra, I liked her outfit. I thought it was really cute that she had on. I just don't like the wig. She should have had braids, something looking more youthful instead of looking like a black Farrah Fawcett or something. I don't know. I just don't like that. All that blonde wigs. I just don't like it. But whatever. So then we make it to the scene where we have Dr. Heavenly. She's at the bar. She's getting her drink and everything and getting Simone's drink ready. So Simone, she walks down there. So they're right by the pool. And Dr. Heavenly was speaking to Dr. Simone about what her plans was and how she had people seated, which was very shady, Dr. Heavenly, and that Apollo would be coming the next day. So she was like, because I think because they said they had such a great relationship that maybe people can learn something from them. Quad and Dr. G. First of all, Quad and Dr. G don't have children. So they don't have to really deal with each other like that. Phaedra and Apollo, they have to co-parent together. Okay. So she said, well, maybe, we can learn something from them or what not to do. Shit is coming. So they go ahead and she lets her about that he was coming. Apollo was coming the next day, and nobody knew, but Phaedra knew he was coming. So production asked Dr. Simone, so do you think it's a good idea that Apollo was coming, or are you just trying to appease Heavenly? And she goes, she crazy. But like basically she was like, I don't know. We'll see, basically. So Dr. Heavenly was shading Phaedra about like who she gonna play with in this, and then Dr. Heavenly said, well, I guess she could play by herself, because like she wouldn't have a partner. Phaedra got a trick up her sleeve, honey. So basically, Dr. Heavenly, she had the seating arrangements for everything, which was shady because she's going to have Dr. G sitting behind Quad. I think that Dr. G should have been placed somewhere else, but whatever. So everybody starts arriving at the pool area, and this is where Dr. Contessa realized, oh, this ain't no pool party. This is a setup. Because she actually thought they was going to be in the pool. So when she gets down there, she sees like she is the person who hardly has anything on. She said she felt like she's in the Garden of Eden when they realized that they were naked. So let me go from there. Then we have, so everybody comes and they're sitting down, and then they notice, or before they start sitting down, they see Quad and quiet, and King comes in, and King got his shirt open. So you know Toya is looking. And she was telling, she asked Dr. Eugene, "Is you gonna have your shirt open like that?" And because Dr. Eugene said, all of us in our mid-40s and up, we walk around with those, they can't walk around with their shirts open. I mean, they could, but they don't need to. So then she also stated in her confessional, basically that, those are athletic looking men as far as King walking around with his shirt open. She said the other men do not need to wear their shirt open, and except for Steve, he could wear his open, because they're athletic build. She said she could have married an athletic person, but she married Eugene. Eugene was like, wait a minute. Watch your words, honey. But I think Eugene, he's in good spirits. I like him and Toya's confessionals because it'd be funny to me, So, okay, so everybody is sitting down, and Dr. Heavenly asked where Phaedra was. Somebody said she's probably still in her room, getting dressed or whatever. So then Phaedra, she walks in with Shaq. And Dr. Heavenly is stunned. Everybody's like, oh, she got a date. And then Dr. Simone says, oh, this is going to throw a monkey wrench in Heavenly's plan about Apollo. I'm like, I don't understand that. That's the part I don't understand. But then Dr. Heavenly said, why would she bring a date? She knew Apollo was coming. I'm like, what that have to do with anything? They're not even together. So if they're in a good place, it shouldn't matter who she brings and who he brings. Well, because they show that a little bit of Apollo and Dr. Heavenly on the phone. And it seems like it was earlier that evening or right around the time before everybody came down there, because she had to go down there and set up, and she was talking with him, and that's when he said he was coming the next day and that his wife was not coming. But somehow he found out that Phaedra had a date, and I guess he said he wasn't going to come down there by himself, and it's a couple's trip. Okay. So then Dr. Simone says in the confessional, why would Phaedra bring someone she hardly knows to the couple's trip? Also, that makes you think, why would Phaedra, if she just met this man, why would she be filming with somebody she wouldn't, that she don't know? So it makes you know that this is a scheme set up by Todd to come to us with the bullshit, because she already knew Shaq. Because it was any Joe Blow, she wouldn't have brought him on, because you don't know what this person may say. You don't know what this person gonna do. She had to know a little something about this man to be filming with him. That's what I will say. So let me see. Let me make sure I got all my little stuff down there, because I have to write stuff down. So while they're there in the before the game gets going, Toya asks, because Phaedra introduced her, Dr. Heavenly had Phaedra to introduce her man, because everybody was not at the Sweet Tea's event. That's where she met Shaq at Sweet Tea's event for the age gap thing, Sweet and Savory. So Toya had asked, are they sleeping in the same room? And they kind of said, no, we're taking our time getting to know each other. And I thought, is this a lie they're making up? Because I'm just really thinking that this man and Phaedra, I just can't see her with him. He don't look like, I don't know. He's tall though. He's really tall, but he don't look like he looks like first of all, he looks very young to her. And I don't know. He just don't have the swag that I would think Phaedra would like. Unless this man sitting on top of a lot of money, his daddy is somebody's king of Zamunda. I don't know. But let's keep on moving along. So, you know, they go ahead. So they're playing a game called did I miss on something? It's called Vibe Check. I thought I wrote it down, but I guess I didn't. Yeah, it's called Vibe Check. And there's like different questions that they ask. And they have like these little whiteboards and they're writing down their answers on them. It's kind of like the newlywed game or something like that. So the first question was how many dates did it take before you how many dates did you go on before you actually had sex with your partner? First person she asked was Phaedra. But then before she said that, because she asked the question as it being with your spouse, she said, or for the ones who ain't married, whoever, and then Quad was like, is she talking about me? And as you're going to watch, Quad's face is going to be looking awful sweaty because that wig is hot. I know it's hot. And they in Florida. So, well, maybe she used to being hot because it's hot in Atlanta too. But. So, they asked the question and, the new couple was like, none of you, was that it? No. The new couple said 4 or 5. And then Dr. G and Sweet Tea he said 30, she said 60 dates. Dr. Simone and Cecil had 2 different numbers, but she said they lied. They did it on the first date. And then Dr. Heavily made the joke that Dr. Jackie, didn't have no sex before marriage, and then that's why she put the 900th date, and Curtis put after 1 million dates. So then Toya and Eugene was discussing how long it took. They both had the 3-month time span, right? But she said it was 24 dates and he said 10. Some of the dates he didn't count because they used to hang out all the time and he was broke. So if it was something free, he didn't really call that a real date. Okay. And then Quad and King over there, while everybody else is talking, before they get to them, they over there trying to make sure they get the right answer. And so they say 30. So Dr. David was like, they cheated. Because, they flipped their whiteboards over. They had the same answer. So, but then they roll it back and you can see where they're talking to each other about it. And they'll go, well, you say 30. Okay, 30. 30. Miss Quiet. Mr. King. They're over there cheating. So, and Dr. Contessa and Scott, they let everyone know that, they were in a long distance relationship when they first met. And I think they were meeting at a conference or something. They meet once a year. So I think he said after 10 dates. So I guess maybe when they first met, they went on a bunch of little dates and then they consummated. I don't know. But they dated long distance for a couple of years. And so then the next question, okay, was the parenting style. So everybody, kind of answered. Scott was a hard parent. Cecil is a soft ass. And Dr. Eugene was just right. And so was Dr. Mimi's husband, Steve, was just right. So they asked King and Quad. And Dr. Contessa's like, you got kids? Y'all ain't got no kids? And he was like, no, I have a 6-year-old daughter. And she said, that their answer was just right too. So, because the question was, what is your spouse? Like the women had to answer what they thought the men were. And the men had to figure out what that, the same is what they thought the woman was going to say about them. Okay. So so both of them had wrote down just right. And he had explained he had a 6-year-old daughter. And she said, and seeing him with his daughter is so amazing. You know how Quad get all dramatic. And she said, because that is what made me want to bust it wide open for him and have a baby. Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Contessa in these dang on confessionals is going to have you dying laughing. Because it's funny because they're going to bust it wide open for you, daddy. And Dr. Contessa said the same things there. I'm like, what's going on with Quad? You're quite drunk. And then she goes over to explain, because, seeing what I saw is made me want to have a baby with him and this and that and the other. So, Dr. G back there looking. And you can see he's just, you looking, and because he's sitting right behind him. So then the next question was, how many times a week do you have whoopee? So they go around. Dr. Simone, she acts like Vanna White, and she walks around with her little sign up in the air and said only when she's asking, and she put down like twice a week. And Cecil had up 0. I swear men be acting like you ain't did it with him. Because my husband do that all the time. They're like, oh, no. But they act like that. And it be way more than what they think. Because they ain't counting it or whatever. But then, then it goes to Dr. Jackie and Curtis. And Curtis was 0 too. I think Dr. Jackie had like once a week or something. That's why Phaedra said she ain't like them bitches. Nah. So then Toya says once a week. So it gets to Quad. And Quad says, because as everybody's talking and saying what they have, Quad was telling King, now keep it real. You can tell how she's talking. You can tell when somebody's drunk. Now keep it real. And he says that they, when they started talking, when they asked them, she was like, we do it 15 times a week. And Toya's like, hell no, stop, and he was like, and King said, yes, for real, 15 times a week. Toya's face went like this. Like she can just picture it. Like, really? She had it 15 times a week. Because Dr. Contessa said, we can't count orgasms, And then Dr. Scott goes, they're probably doing it twice a day. That's about right. And Quad says sometimes it's more than twice a day. And she enjoys every bit of it. Mind you, when she was married to Dr. G, she wasn't giving him nothing for the last 3 years of their marriage. They was not doing nothing. That's why he cheated on her. And then she want to make a big deal about it. I didn't get that. Because why hold a man hostage? You don't want to be with him. Let him loose. Let him loose. You don't want him, but you think he's supposed to stay faithful and it's being, because I remember, I thought he cheated after 2 years or something, but I remember when he cheated and I found out they wouldn't even having sex. I'm like, girl, what you thought? I'm being real. And I'm not even a high strong person, but I cannot expect a man, even if you were probably definitely sick, you would expect that, he's going to take care of you, if he's a good man or whatever. But if Quad was already saying how abusive and terrible as their relationship was, you already wasn't having sex with him, so the man was going to be out there getting it from somewhere else. So, and let's keep on moving along from there. So, then she said, but 15 times a week is kind of really on the low end. Dr. G back there probably just fuming, like, what? And so, because I really enjoyed it. Quad was drunk boots. Because that wig was slipping here. Let me put the picture of her up. That wig was slipping all the way heck back. I'm like, God. And I wrote it in one of the groups, and put the picture up. They said, yeah, when you wear the wig and it was probably so hot and humid that the wig was slipping. But here you go. Look at that. You can see at the top her little band. I'm like, what? Then at one point it went like this. Look how far down it came. So I'm like, that mug was slip sliding all over the place. It sure was. So after they, so there's like 15. He's like, yes, really 15 times. She said that was on the low end. And here, Dr. G is looking, he's trying to hold it together. Sweet Tea is like, they lying. She sounds like my aunt would be like, they lying. But anyways, and Dr. Eugene, he was getting a little concerned. Dr. Eugene was getting a little concerned about Dr. G. He sitting behind his ex-wife, who he didn't want a divorce from, who she wanted to divorce him, saying that how she wanted to bust it wide open for him and have a baby by him. And then they doing it 15 times. And you just did on top of that, Dr. G is probably looking at, this man is tall. He's built. And, Toya makes that, explains that to Sweet Tea too. So, and then, so they go ahead and they ask the question to Dr. G and Sweet Tea, how many times a week they do. And she said twice a week. Girl, you 33? So he does it twice a week, but since they're, trying to work on fertility or, get pregnant, she said we're doing a little bit more. Honey, you gotta do more than twice a week. You need to be doing it probably every day if you're trying to get pregnant. And so Quad turns around to her and says, you need to have more sex. They didn't ask you, Quad. She tells her you need to have more sex because there needs to be a baby Longford. And she said, here's because first when they show it, she said there needs to be a baby Longford. And then she says that I would even throw the baby shower. But they show it like that. But then when it comes back after the commercial, you hear Toya is the one who instigated and said, and you throw the baby shower. And she said, yeah, I throw the baby shower. Okay. So, like I said, Quad was drunk. She was already sweaty because she was wiping her face, because she over there sweating. I'm telling you, that wig probably making it really hot. So as Quad is talking, everybody's kind of looking cringe and like, oh God, what's going to come next? You know how drunk people be talking shit. So here, she's talking and she said, need to be a baby's lovebird. And I had a baby shower for you and I'll bust it in she said, I'll throw it in a circle and all this stuff. And, it's not, her little jabs are not landing that great. Because everybody's kind of looking like, oh God, what's going to happen? And then let's see here. The next question was, what was the most annoying feature about your significant other? And they asked King first, and King said, because she always falling asleep. So then Dr. Scott walks up over there and said, man, you putting her to sleep. Everybody started laughing, boy. Dr. G back there. I know he hot under the collar. So, then I guess Dr. G, well, he's heated in basically I can't even get it out. Toya started saying, some of the conversations started getting real awkward. And like she's feeling sorry for Dr. G because, they were talking about how much they doing it and all this stuff. And then she, Sweet Tea was like, I'm not, I ain't tripping. I ain't got no problem with it. Dr. G ain't saying nothing. And Quad said she shouldn't have no problem with it because I chose to divorce him. I ended that marriage. And here goes Sweet Tea. No, he wanted to get a divorce. Girl, you wasn't there. You ain't watched the episodes. So, and then when she said it, here goes Dr. Heaven. No, he didn't. And Dr. Damon looked at her like, be quiet. You ain't got shit to do with this. Just shut up and be quiet over here. And she said, I'm sorry, Daddy. I know I ain't had nothing to do with this. So, Sweet Tea and and Quiet kind of get to going. And then here goes Dr. G. He was like, because when she said he wanted to get divorced, and then Quiet said, that's what you think. And then Dr. G said, in my marriage, he said, I was fighting for my marriage. He's like, he said, what kind of person would you be if you didn't believe in marriage or something to that fact? Or what kind of man or husband would have been if I didn't believe in marriage? I believed in marriage, so I was fighting for my marriage. Sweet Tea should have said nothing because man is up here showing you that I'm not saying he's still in love with Quad, but I think he's a little pissed off that she ended his shit. And then he thought he got one up on her because I'm for real. You done came onto her platform because you went on the show after y'all got a divorce and then brought this young chick on here and married her and brought her into her supposedly friend group and then thought she was going to be kicked off the show. Everybody said, oh, baby, she's going to make some good money over here. Well, it didn't work out like that. So now you in a friend group where your wife got to be hanging around your ex-wife and you are around her boyfriend and you're feeling uncomfortable, even though they've been divorced for 5 years, but you're feeling uncomfortable. So there is some tension there, some unresolved something. And so as they're talking and stuff, and she let them know because she ended that and this, that, and the other. And then Quiet over there talking shit, big shit. Why is she drunk? I said, oh, she the GOAT. She talking shit. That wig is sliding back. She didn't give a damn. She told Sweet Tea, I'm what you want to be. I'm going to play that for you, honey. She said, I'm what you want to be.
Zone of disaster. Zone of disaster.
You're really cute.
I'm glamorous.
You are.
I'm what you want to be.
Happy where you
I'm what you want to be.
Listen, I'm there.
She's like, I'm what you want to be. Because see, as they're kind of going back and forth after Quiet said, I ended this marriage. And then, so, because she said, and she let them, this is after I'm about to, this happened after this. She said, I ended this marriage and she is the perfect person for my ex-husband. And let me get it right. I support this marriage. Dr. G said, I don't care what you think. And then she said, since we ain't caring what I think, we don't care what you think. It was gloves off. And that's when all this other stuff started coming up. Quan gets up and says, wait a minute. He said, we don't care what you think. He tells her she got a big mouth. Quan gets up, calls him a narcissist. Dr. G, because then Sweet Tea kind of steps in and was like, Quan, trying to get her to get off her husband, I guess, is quiet. And then Dr. G was like, he wanted her to be quiet. And that's where he get to this
Zone of disaster.
You're really cute.
I'm glamorous.
You are.
I'm what you want to be.
Happy where you
I'm what you want to be.
Listen, I'm there.
So she said, I'm what you want to be. And she was like, I'm glamorous. I'm what you want to be. Quan said, I'm coming for y'all next. You thought you was going to come on my goddamn show and marry this woman on my show and then put the bitch in my friend group and I'm supposed to sit back here and smile about it? No. They say a drunk mind speaks sober thoughts. Why wasn't having it? And I will say it was kind of unwarranted, what Quad did, but she didn't give a damn because she was gonna let y'all know how she felt. She got drunk enough to tell you how the hell she felt. So it became pretty much a little shit show because I was here for it. But I was drunk and you could tell. And Dr. Contessa was like, she said, I think in her confessional, I think Quad has probably had 7 drinks too many. And so let me make sure I got everything on there. So when Dr. G was talking to Sweet Tea, he was kind of talking to her like a kid because he kept telling her to be good, talking to her like a kid. And then, here go quiet because my man would never talk. She's sitting on King's lap and saying all this shit she want to say because my man wouldn't talk to me like that. He talking all loud and talking all this stuff. So the other women, they all are looking at Greg. So evidently more happened that we definitely did not see. Okay. And Toya was like, Greg is losing it. And so then it finally gets to Mimi, Dr. Mimi. She was like, where's the vibe check? Because it started getting crazy. And then, because the people had text, the resort people, hotel people, whatever, they had text Dr. Simone and let them know that they had to leave the pool area. Now, I don't think the time was up, but the time was up for them because they probably were getting so loud that the other guests were complaining. And so they little shindig had to be over with. But Quiet, she tells a whole soliloquy. And then he goes in, because how King is perfect for her. And that she divorced that ass because she was going to be Mrs. King. Oh, Dr. G was heated because it went there. I mean, this was a good episode. I ain't gonna lie. So then Dr. G and Sweet Tea go to the room and they're talking about, he's upset. And she couldn't figure out, like, why are you so mad? Why are you so mad? He's so mad because he got some unresolved issues with Quad. Because he was like, she got her man. We here. He's tired of the damn negativity. He said, and I don't want you bantering back and forth with her because then that negativity gets in our marriage, is basically what he's saying. And then, but he was so mad, he was really getting ready to go for a walk. And he left for a walk. So then Sweet Tea was like, anybody could see that the bitch was egging him on, like really like pressing his buttons. So Sweet Tea, then she, takes off those shoes because she had on some heels and I guess put on some flats. And then she get ready to go out. So she runs into Toya and Dr. Contessa. And, she explained what happened and he took off. Well, he took off out of the room. So Dr. Scott was with Dr. Contessa. He said, well, I'll go look for him. So he goes and look for him and they're talking, and basically Dr. Contessa said, yeah, they must still have some unresolved issues that they really need to resolve. And she said, it's probably going to take time or, and she's like, no, he's not interested in that. He just don't want to be bothered with her negativity. Toya said he's jealous. She's sitting there with a man that every time he flinched, that muscle was moving because Toya was looking at that dang old nice body. His muscles are moving. And then she got to hear her talk about her wanting to basically bust it wide open for him, have a baby, and talk about they have sex 15 times a week. When the last 3 years of their marriage, they weren't having sex at all. She said, of course he's a little jealous. He feels a little way. And Sweet Tea was like, no, that ain't it. She's like, girl, wake up. That's where the immaturity is, And so then it flashes over to Dr. Damon, Dr. Heavenly, Curtis and Dr. Jackie. They're all in the room. And Dr. Damon, he states that, hey, I would be a coward and I would leave. He said, because Dr. G, he's here. He's there with his new wife, sitting behind his ex-wife and her man, basically listening to him talk about they do it 15 times a week. And all he talked about was wanting to have a baby 10 years ago. And she's considering that with him. He said, I would probably take the car way out. He said, I would catch a flight home, like right now. And Dr. Heaven said, he probably is going because they said he can't find him or whatever. So Curtis was like, yeah, he said, because if that would have been me, he said, I would have never came back into this group. And Dr. Jackie said, yeah, and I wouldn't have wanted you to either. So if we get a divorce, you ain't coming back into the friend group and I'm still here. No. And that's the issue. So then we find out the next episode, there's going to be a fight or almost a fight or whatever. So some people were thinking that maybe stuff got a little bit more heated, or maybe because whatever happened last night, it didn't have really too much to do with King. It was his wife. I mean, his girlfriend, basically. Ooh, I said wife. His girlfriend released it. Let's go back to Dr. Mimi. And Dr. Mimi was basically trying to diagnose Quad and was saying that this was some built up stuff that she needed to get out, and she didn't know how long it was going to take for her to get out because everybody saw the part of the sneak peek where Dr. Mimi had touched Quad, and Quad was like, So they were just talking about what had happened, and she was just saying that it was a lot of basically pressure built up, and she's just releasing it. And it's, no telling how long she had it. Hey, but I really feel like the cherry on the top was them coming onto her show getting married. After being gone. How long was Dr. G gone for? For a while, because it wasn't like he wasn't like around like as a a friend of or an extra, like Anila trying to be back on the show. So she's like an extra. He went in there. I didn't see any scenes where he was hanging out with the guys still. Because I'm pretty sure if he wanted to, he could have. But so also it seemed like, King was rightfully worried that Quad was bringing her trauma, couldn't get out of her trauma or bringing the trauma in this relationship, and he said he know that tomorrow she's probably going to apologize and all that. But, Toya said, this is what Drunk Quad wanted to do. Because the Drunk Auntie was out there showing the fuck out. She was showing out, and that wig was just doing this. Quad was feeling no pain. I think she had that rum punch, and I don't know how many things of rum punch she had. She went. She said everything she probably thought she needed to say. But Dr. G, if you didn't want it, I suggest that y'all should not have came on the show. Because I don't know how much he can take or whatever. So, but so then Quad goes, Dr. Gregory Cicero Lunsford, and she gets into this long diatribe about different things. But she had said this while she was talking to Dr. Mimi. And that's basically it. Sweet Tea, she goes looking for going back up to the room, but she tries to call Dr. G, and he's sending it to voicemail. Because Dr. Contessa was like, just go up there in the room, lay in the bed butt naked, and he'll be all right, but I don't know. Sweet Tea can understand why he was so mad at her. He mad at you because he can't really say what he want to say to Quad, because Quad man is there. And then you was egging it, kept going back and forth where he told you not to. That's it. But I would say this episode was about as bad as the pillow talk that Nene hosted. So I would say that Dr. G, I hate it for you because, after they get into it on the next episode, Dr. G goes and file a restraining order. So then we know that King can't be anywhere Dr. G is. So if they're filming and Dr. G is there, then King can't be there. But I wonder how it would work if King's already there. Then that means that Dr. G has to leave. I don't know. But it was a good episode. It was a whole shit show. And if you don't have Peacock, you can go on YouTube and type in Bravo, and Bravo have the app. You can watch it on YouTube. Go on to Bravo on YouTube, and you can see the new episode. I think they might put it out. It's out today, anyways. So you wouldn't be able to watch it on the Sunday, but you would definitely be able to watch it on a Monday on YouTube, so you can watch it for free. But it was good. I'm ready for the next episode. I think no, I haven't watched TV mostly all this weekend. I didn't see this episode till today because we had a family emergency yesterday. But Saturday night TV was good with Love and Marriage Huntsville. I mean, the last about 10 minutes of that reunion was really good to me. And then I haven't watched Potomac, so I have to finish watching Potomac, but I think it must have been okay. But Married to Medicine, I think right now is the best reality show on Bravo anyways. So if y'all have a different point of view than me, please chat with me in the comments and let me know what you think. So you think that Dr. G is still in love with Quad? Do you think Quad is jealous of Sweet Tea? Do you think Heavy was messy for sitting him behind Quad? And what kind of shit is Heavy trying to do with Apollo and Phaedra? I'm not getting that part. And do you think Shek is a paid actor? Let me know what y'all think. Hit the like and subscribe button, please. And also, thank you for your time. And tell a friend. Come over and meet me in our group over there at Married to Medicine, the number 2 on Facebook. There's over 21,000 people there. We having a good old time talking mess over there. It's shady and messy over there, so don't catch your feelings. If I talk about your fave, just scroll on because everybody knows my favorite is Dr. Heavenly, and she can get it too, honey. But I thank y'all for y'all time. Y'all have a blessed evening. And I'll see you, I don't know, maybe Wednesday after I get all the scoop from Dr. Heavenly. Or maybe before. I don't know. It depends on how juicy it is, the behind scenes. So y'all take care. Have a great evening. Good night.